Stock Market Open live stream. Today we have a very special day. We have like no catalyst. But what is interesting is, you had futures were negative there for a while, about negative 40 basis points or so on the Qs, and now the Qs are actually positive 40 basis points. So you've seen this sort of remarkable flip flop over here on futures. So kind of exciting. You've got what do we got? We got 40 basis points on the Qs here. I think Tesla's up like 1.8 or something like that. Yeah, look at that, 1.7. And look where it's going here. It took pre-market to finally break that 218 level. Boy, Tesla really could not hold 218 yesterday. It's kind of sad Tesla couldn't hold 218, but hey, now you're breaking it. You're coming up against the 221 line. And next stop after 221 is 230. So you really want to break that 221 line. Let's take a look at Apple after its event here. Down 80 basis points in the pre-market, but it actually ended flat yesterday, which was impressive because it was down as much as 1.5% leading into the event. And you actually rallied after the event. You usually get by the rumor, sell the news. And the opposite happened, which is odd given that the event wasn't really that exciting. For example, I was comparing the Apple Watch, and I was blown away at how like nothing was different. In fact, if you go, I want to say they have a little comparison tab somewhere in here, and when you compare the existing Apple Watch Ultra to the new one, there was like nothing new. I was absolutely blown away. Let's see here. I'll pull the two of them up, and we'll do it right now. So yeah, here we go. Take a look at this. If you go Apple Watch Ultra, which has been out for a couple of years now, and then you look at the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and then just sort of ignore this for a moment, the 10 over here, just compare the two Ultra models. What was crazy was same display, same 300 nits. The old one had the blood oxygen app, not the new one. So you actually had less features. Now you did have the sleep apnea was added over here, but otherwise it's the same. I think over here you had, yeah, here's the blood oxygen app again. Otherwise the same. All of that's the same. All of this is the same. All of this is the same. It's literally copy and pasted. All of this is the same. This indicates it's on potentially the slightly newer generation chip, but it doesn't indicate any difference in specs. You'll see in just a moment. You do just get double tap gesture, on device Siri, as opposed to Siri having to go beam up to the cloud, which that's probably the biggest difference, on device Siri versus Siri having to go to the cloud. No difference over here in charging or battery life. GPS plus cellular. Okay, available in a slightly different color here. Same exact weight, same size, same display size. Pretty much the only difference was that on-device double tap, and then this one has sleep apnea, whereas this one has the blood oxygen app. I'm like blown away that a 2-year-old generation has, basically the same features as the new one. And I'm just like, oh man, this is dumb. Like I was excited to be excited and surprised to be disappointed. Anyway, so Apple, Tesla, let's see, Qs. Yeah, we saw Qs up 40 basis points in the Prismark. How are we doing on IWM? This is going to be your Russell. Your Russell. Oh, the mic is bad. Sorry. That's actually funny.
That's funny. As I'm talking about the Apple stuff, this audio was going through the AirPod. The people just hate the AirPod audio. Everybody freaks out when it's the AirPod audio, and it's hilarious because it's like as we're going through talking about how Apple doesn't have the innovation in here on the watch. That's funny. Everybody's freaking out about the AirPod. Anyway, I think y'all can still hear me. It just sounds like you're in a tin can. So, okay, hopefully I don't have to re-explain anything. So, okay, so that was IWM. Let's try SPY. Let's see here. Okay, SPY's up 32 bizzles. We've got, Palantir is still up 66 basis points. And then you have, let's go Nvidia. Ooh, look at Nvidia breaking the 108.08 line. That's a big deal right there. Meta up 57. Let's go MSFT. Yeah, up about 68. It's a pretty green day here. So a lot of optimism on the day. The trend is pretty clear right now. I generally don't trust the pre-market or futures or whatever to tell me how the day is going to go. Mostly because you have such a limited amount of audience and certainly less institutional audience. Apple expects income tax charge of up to $10 billion in Q4. I think that has to do with the Eurozone issue. You also have that you have the debate coming up today. That's going to be critical. I'm going to post on the main channel a debate prep video between Kamala and Trump, and it's hilarious. It's well, I think it's really good to watch before the debate. So that'll be posted after the Market Live here, and it seems like a lot of people enjoyed the China video posted yesterday too. And then, as usual, fewer people watch my tech reviews, or reactions, but that's okay. Not really known as a tech channel. So, okay, what do we have in the way of other news? Well, let's see here. So, Wall Street Journal. So, talking about the iPhone, the debate, Oracle. Oh, that's right. So, we had Oracle earnings. Let's hit those quickly. Oracle. ORCL. ORCL. Wow, up 9%. Nice. Let's throw a test there. So, zoom out a bit. Let's go to a day chart on this one. Nice. Okay, so this one's actually been on a solid uptrend. And with these numbers, Oracle hits all-time highs. That's crazy. So let's go with Oracle top news. Oracle. Let's get the earnings. The earnings, good sir. All right, Oracle. Adjusted EPS 139. Expectation was 133. Rev 13.3 versus the estimate of 13.26. Cloud infrastructure 2.2 as expected for Q1. Let's see here. Oracle cloud application revenue, SaaS 3.5 versus 3.4. 42 added cloud GPU contracts signed for Q1. And did they give a forecast here? Partnership with Amazon. Maintains dividend. Q2 adjusted EPS of 145 to 149. Second quarter revenue growth of 8 to 10%. Pretty good. And it must have just been well above expectations. I'm trying to see what the expectations were, though, for Q2. And then I'm having a little bit more trouble finding. But either way, it was clearly, the market clearly enjoyed it. Oracle earnings. Let's take a little bit more of a look here. Okay. So, Oracle guide was on the call. I see. Okay. And that's, yeah, I hate it when they do that, but that's okay. Just because it makes it harder to find in the future. But I'll go through the earnings call later. But clearly people are pretty excited about that. So, good for them. Huh. Very good. All right. So next, debate today could decide, I think, the future of the election, frankly. I think this could really shape the election. And as a result, it could actually move Bitcoin, frankly. Wouldn't be surprised if you get some, if you have to unprice Trump, you'll see Bitcoin fall. If you price in more Trump, you probably see Bitcoin rise. So I do think there'll be some value to watching Bitcoin pricing today as we head into the debate. And then obviously, if if you're trading during the debate, it'd be kind of entertaining too, because you could trade BTCs. Okay, so that is article. Now, really, in terms of caddies, there's nothing really today other than debate. The big caddies that we're going to be looking at are going to be tomorrow's CPI release. That'll be a good one. So tomorrow's CPI we expect to be 0.02, month over month, core, year over year 2.5, year over year core 3.2. So probably, I think markets are at least acting relatively over, CPI, and are much more interested in jobs. Even PPI shouldn't be that big of a deal. PPI expected to be 0.1, 0.2 core, 0.2 core X trade, year over year 1.7, year over year X food energy 2.4. If I go into the core month on month CPI, yeah, survey says 0.2, and it's exactly 0.2. Bell curve, perfect. Estimates are high of 0.3, low of 0.1. 61 estimates in, so nobody's really expecting a surprise there to the upper to the downside. And then we have bonds. Let's see here. Bonds pretty much flat on the 10 today. How's the 2-year doing? 2 years slightly down. If I go to the 2 10s, I get about 3.6 basis points of inversion. Then you get Brent down about 63 basis points. Gold's up about 36. Gold's kind of been stuck around that 25-40 level. The debate, it starts at 6 p.m. California time, and I think they do like an hour pre-show. So usually you'll see they'll say it's like course says here 5 to 11. The debate shouldn't be that long. It should be 9 to 11, an hour pre-show, and then an hour afterwards of commentary and analysis and all that nonsense. But it's supposed to start at 9 p.m. So we shall see. Is Nvidia going up on Oracle? A lot of things are probably going up on Oracle. It's just a good report. What I'm gonna do though is I want to, rather than just see the Q1 numbers, I'm gonna go into their earnings call and see if we can find any juice in the call, because that wasn't super juicy there. Larry Ellison's so bullish on AI. Interesting earnings call. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's their 10Q. That's not what I wanted. I want their earnings call. How dare you? Alright. We'll get to the bottom of it. So let's listen to Jimbo for a second.
It's so clear that the price is going to be dictated by Mike Siebert, by T-Mobile, by AT&T, and Verizon.
Yes.
David, now here's a question.
Yes.
AT&T's balance sheet getting better?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So they can be more competitive.
AT&T's getting closer to 2.5 times levered.
I know.
By the way, it's interesting you mention AT&T, because
why?
I'll be speaking to John Stankey in the next hour of Squawk on the Street.
You have him on the show?
I have John Stankey, the CEO of AT&T,
Tell him I said
on the
hi.
show. I will. I know that he's very fond of you.
You know what?
Not.
I'm an acquired tape.
All right, this is boring. Demand continued to outstrip supply. That's good. Let's see here. Annualized revenues of 2.1 billion. On-prem database migrate to cloud or through through Azure, Google, AWS. We expect those cloud database revenues collective will be the third leg of revenue. Oh yeah, people love to hear that. Okay. We spent 2.3 billion of capex this quarter. Given the demand you see, I expect capex will be double in 2025 what it was in 2024. Oh well, there you go. This is their Q1 report. So I hope this doesn't crash it. Fiscal 2025 is June 2024 to, or I should say July 2024 to June 2025 for them. The reason I mention that is they're not talking about all of next year. They're talking about already the quarter that happened and then going forward. But it looks like they are spending. We have 85 cloud regions live, another 77 plan to follow. Okay. Let's see here. So we have enormous demand. This is absolutely true. I will say demand is outstripping supply, but I can live with that. Okay. However, because demand is so large, we do have different places. This is just really talking about locations for, okay, yeah, security, data centers, that's fine. Yeah, they sound very bullish. Okay, what about backlog? Do they talk backlog at all? No, they don't talk about backlog. What about guide? Guidance, revenue, above guide, okay, oh, I see it. What is this? Let's see here. Before I dive into Q2 guidance, I'd like to share some overarching thoughts. Oracle database is thriving. Multi-cloud agreements we have with Microsoft, Google, AWS make it easier for customers to run Oracle databases. Okay. Non-GPU business continues to grow faster than our competitors. SaaS apps continue to grow, starting to see more and more industry-based cloud apps come online. All these trends point to revenue growth. This is a very optimistic call for them. Very confident, committed to full-year revenue growth, growing double digits, and full-year total cloud infrastructure growing faster than last year. Wow. Great. Overall, really, I mean, this is pretty bullish. We turn to guidance for Q2. Non-GAAP EPS expected to grow between 6 to 10%. Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's see. Building, lots of building, lots of building. Doesn't seem like they're getting hit at all with a slowdown. It sounds, I mean, because you have so many of the cloud service providers as their customers. Largest data center will contain acres of NVIDIA clusters, able to train the world's largest AI models and stay competitive. To stay competitive in the race to build one of the most powerful neural nets in the world. The stakes are high and the race keeps going. Soon Oracle will begin the destruction of data centers that are more than a gigawatt. Wow. Hey, it's a gigafactory, except it's for GPU farms. Very bullish. Okay, what about pricing? Anyone who wants to play in that game needs about $100 billion to compete in creating a data center. That's crazy. The entry price for a real frontier model. Oh, for somebody who wants to train a model. $100 billion. That's That's all they talk about when it comes to price. Wow. The race goes on forever to build a better and better neural net. Cost of training gets astronomical. When I talk about building a gigawatt or multi-gigawatt data center, I mean these AI models, these frontier models, are going to be, the entry price is around $100 billion for a frontier AI model. That's cool. Now they're talking about specialized models, like blood tests to discover cancers. Those tend not to necessarily use foundational Grok and GPTs and the llamas. They tend to be highly specialized models. Oh, that's pretty cool. Highly specialized models trained on image recognition of certain data. Literally millions of biopsy slides, for example. List goes on. Wouldn't worry about the next 10-year horizon of training models. Wow. Very interesting. We think hyperscaler agreements are going to accelerate, basically. Yeah, the call definitely ran this over here. This is great. It's a very good report. Good job, Oracle. I mean, this is a, what do you got? You got a $385 billion company. And the screaming they're doing about how great they're doing in terms of data center build out is pretty impressive. Okay, let's add this here. Earnings call Q1 2025. That's their fiscal 25. Saved. Fascinating. Okay, cool. Let's save that. Yeah, I try to read earnings calls every single day. I think you should too. If you don't, just join us in the course member live stream. You know, we read earnings calls all the time over there. Earnings calls, real estate analysis, Q&A. It's great. Oracle earnings. And I mean, I think just the way to put it is that was probably, like, if I had to summarize it, likely one of the most bullish data center earnings calls yet. Expecting hyperscaler growth to accelerate, more foundational models for drugs or cancer discoveries to be trained on new data centers, larger data centers being built, and the potential that it would cost up to $100 billion to make a frontier AI model, or train, I should say, to train a frontier AI model in the future. Let's see here. They also increased guidance. Boom. Also beat and raised guidance. Well, that's good. All right, so where we sit now. So this explains, I think, why you've got green across this whole tech stack today. You've got Tesla doing well here too. Tesla, yeah, look at it run. It's trying to get up to that 221. Then you've got Oracle still up 9. You've got, they're at all-time highs now. Microsoft, where does Microsoft actually sit on this now? Let's see here. Microsoft, if I go out on the day chart, no, yeah, you're off your 467, but you've got, yeah, you're kind of in this consolidated range right here. Meta getting a little stuck at the 505. Okay. All right. The music to buckle up to the bell. About 30 seconds to go. Somebody says, how come I can't type in chat? So you have to manually go leave a comment on the August 2nd course member live stream. And then we have to manually go add you, which is fine. Just make sure you go leave a comment there. August 2nd. All right, let's get to the bell. Here we go. Good luck. Am I streaming the debate? Come on, is the Pope Catholic? Yes.
Here at the big board, Goldman Sachs' 1 million black women driving economic opportunity for 1 million black women by 2030. At the NASDAQ, T. Rowe Price celebrates the launch of this intermediate municipal income ETF. It's very loud.
Intermediate municipal income ETF is what you live for. I remember when you told me last night, there's a new deal coming. I didn't know it was that intermediate municipal income ETF, which, by the way, actually offers some value because, the taxes are very good on it.
Pretty
David, Amazon. Can we just talk about Amazon for 1 second?
We'll start with
Opening
Amazon, and then I want to get to...
Let's pull off that. Let's take a look at how things are reacting. I've got a red candle on Tesla. I've got a green candle on Oracle, green candle Microsoft, green candle Meta. Stuck at the 108.08 line on Nvidia. Another 1% on Palantir. Really impressive. $35 now. Apple gets a green candle. You've got, what else do you have here? Bitcoin lost its 57,580 line. Little bearish. Ethereum 2,300. Enphase. Redfin 125. Amazon 168. Not a lot of red. I don't see a lot of red at all right now. Very optimistic. Look at that. There it is. 221 on Tesla. Boom. Easy. Easy. All right. Google's got the green candle. Green candle here on the Oracle, a full percent more than where it was in the pre's. And 229. Look at that. There goes Nvidia over the 108.08 line. All right, I want to try listening to the Doomberg this time when at the Open. Usually we listen to Jimbo and then we're like, all right, we're bored. So let's do it differently.
To outpace supply. A different story, of course, for cyber firm Rubrik, which also reported earnings, signaling doubts about growth in the second half of the year. And you can see that in shares right now, Sonali, down about 4%.
Fascinating. Not the first time we've seen that in the cyber industry during this earnings season. We're going to take a look also now at HPE. Hewlett-Packard Enterprise is falling after announcing a $1.3 billion mandatory convertible preferred stock sale to help fund its acquisition of Juniper Networks. We have HPE down 8.3% at the market open.
Okay. HPE.
Luxembourg siding against Apple and against Google in a couple of multi-billion-dollar cases regarding the tech giants' business practices. Here's what EU Competition Commissioner Margaret Vestager had to say about the developments.
You need to, of course, own your victories, but you also own your defeats. And we've had both. And hopefully that shows that we're willing to push the envelopes, also sometimes to take a risk in order to try to make sure that the market serves the consumer and that we are not just small pawns or meat for the machine.
Bloomberg technology co-host Ed Ludlow has the details. And Ed, I'm not sure if it's a huge surprise, at least in the case of Apple. We knew they were moving events ahead, right? Moving events up in order to avoid some kind of news like this. What's your take?
Oh, that's true, because usually they do their event on a Tuesday, and so they did their event on a Monday because they knew they were going to have a bad news day today. And you had the Kamala debate.
I mean, it's down 0.8%, right? Vestager, this is a big win for her. She's maintained this argument in Europe that any member state making a selective tax deal with a specific company is illegal under state rules, that it basically accounts or equates to state aid. And this goes back to 2016. You'll remember Tim Cook famously said that the original order for Apple to pay back taxes in Ireland was, quote, total crap. And
second reference.
Here we are. It's happened.
And I didn't know you were allowed to say that on TV, so it's very exciting.
Okay, Microsoft just popped a little bit. Tesla ran above the 220 line, but 221, but now it's popping back down a little bit. Remember, you had red futures, so I find it very interesting. But you got a really good green day right now. Nvidia ran above 108.08, but now it's getting pulled back down. Let's see here, what else?
Had been scheduled for the 10th, and ultimately it was the 9th. And yesterday it was important. And It's hard to know with the stock down 1% whether we're trading on the hardware and Apple Intelligence announcements of yesterday, or if this is the Apple Ireland tax ruling. But generally, the summary was less than substantive hardware updates, modest hardware updates, but kind of more visibility on the path forward for AI for Apple. And there was a lot to like in that respect.
Doesn't matter at the end of the day whether it's about the EU here or about kind of the muted response to yesterday's event. At the end of the day, what's going to create new momentum in this stock?
Yeah, I guess the idea that Apple, if you separate it out from the Mag 7, has traded much more in line with the S&P 500. And for all of the speculation in markets about valuation, growth, there was potentially more upside in this stock. The hope was we probably got more yesterday. The sequence of events is we now know what the new iPhones look like, and they'll ship it in the 20th of this month. But the rollout of Apple Intelligence, the AI platform, which the stock has traded in most correlation to, is kind of staggered. The first update with limited functionality will be next month at some point, then a little bit more at the end of the year, then the key features next year. But the bulls on the street and market researchers for smartphones would say there's likely evidence that the consumer around the world still upgrades their handset purely out of anticipation.
Ed, we thank you so much for your...
I don't know who here is getting the new iPhone. I have to say I was disappointed at the event. I always say I don't want to get another phone. I always end up getting it. I realize that. I realize that. So I'm not saying I'm definitely not going to get it. But I didn't have the Jazz yesterday. I really wanted to update the watch. So I was really disappointed about not actually having any update to the watch. That to me was a bit of a pisser. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just leave it there. Somebody's saying, what's going on with Ally Financial? I don't know what's going on with Ally. Oh, wow, it's down 13%. Okay, let's find out. Let's do a quick little check here. You've got 3% to the upside on Tesla. 221.26 is the line. Please write it down if you have not yet. Hashtag not financial advice. Don't. Where's my don't? I'm not wearing my Don't Sue Me Bro shirt today. I'm wearing my House Hack shirt today. Uh-oh. All right, whatever. So, then you've got Oracle. Oh, dude, Oracle. Wow. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. You're getting some more green candles on Oracle as people have time to sort of digest an earnings call like that. That was a really, if you wanted a sexy beast of an earnings call to the extent that an earnings call can actually fulfill that, you got it. Oh, wow. NVIDIA loses the 108.08 line. That's crazy because we just shot over it. We were hanging out at it in pre-market, shot above it, lost it. I wonder how that's going to fare for Tesla, because Tesla is, breaking its 121 line here, and it's coming back down sorry, not the 121, the 2, gosh, I can't talk today, 221, the 22 line. Yeah, look at that. NVIDIA kind of keeps dropping there a little bit, not great. Palantizzle, look at that, right on my 3410 line, baby. And it's a gray line, too. I wasn't even expecting that to be as useful as apparently it's being right now. Palantir looks like it lost the lead at about $35. $35.
Lost the lead.
So watch 35. I don't know what happened there first thing in the morning. I think you have a lot of profit taking at 35. In fact, I think I remember, some people in the chat just weeks ago, they're like, oh, I sell at 35. I don't know why people pick 35. I think it just makes them feel good that, they made some good dollar hollers in Palantir. And I don't blame anyone. I think Palantir is a fantastic AI company. I think it's great. I don't like any stock going into a recession, so don't blame the bear over here. But I'm a big fan of the company and the AI, just like I am of Tesla, of the AI side. Although I will say, I did have a little bit of an annoying experience with FSD yesterday. I could give a brief explanation of that, I think it's worth touching on. FSD, I was disappointed by this, and I know there's some Tesla bulls in here that can help me make sense of this, but this kind of stuff is what makes me nervous that you're not going to be able to get to the levels of full self-driving that will be necessary for a robotaxi. I'm also watching Ally Financial keep dropping here. Tesla keeps dropping. Oracle keeps going. Nvidia keeps dropping. Palantir is trying to bounce at that line, which is kind of funny. I'll watch that for a sec. All right, but let's go drop in over here. And let's see what we've got. So, okay. All right. So, oh yeah, okay. And I'll show you this street. I was really surprised by this. Okay. So, one sec here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All good. Okay. So, take a look at this street. So a quick primer on this. The car turned right over here. So nothing unusual, like typical kind of right turn. And the nav is set to get on the highway right here and turn right. So like very typical, something a typical robotaxi would do. You've got 3 lanes to choose from on over here. And you got to go straight. And so first thing it does is it kisses this shoulder over here until it merges over into this lane. So it basically sort of just got squeezed out of this right lane, right? And then this right here, this is a complicated intersection. This is the right turn lane. Well, it stays in the right turn lane until the stop sign. So at the stop sign, it's in the right turn only lane. And it needs to go straight, which you could only do from this lane. Which, okay, well, that's not great. Okay, but whatever, fine. And then you have stop and yield. You know, yield to ramp traffic, which is a sign it probably has never seen before in its life. And basically, when traffic comes off this left lane here, they get the right of way, not the person that's going straight right here. And as a left car is starting to turn left here to go this way, my Tesla starts driving into the intersection. Obviously, you know, I took over and stopped it, but I'm like, bro. So it's those little edge cases that are always going to be an issue for a while, I think. That's like the last like 2%, right? Because this is a unique intersection, and more training will help it and stuff like that. But it's those edge case scenarios that I think will make it a little tough to have robotaxi in the near term. And I mean, this is pretty basic. But otherwise, I mean, the rest of the time, it's fantastic. You know, it's great on the highways. It's great in most city areas, city streets. So it's just certain scenarios that really create some oopsie-doopsies. But again, the more it drives that, the better it'll get at that. And the more the neural nets get trained. So I thought that was interesting to pay attention to. But it just sort of gave me another signal like, okay, yeah, this is where mapping probably helps solve issues like that. And I'm not saying Tesla should map everything. I'm just saying, that it's been like that for decades and it doesn't change. Because I know one of Elon's oppositions to mapping is that, well, I mean, you don't need to map. You should be able to just see it. And I'm like, well, you should have been able to see all that stuff. It's all clearly marked, clear sunny day, and there was no, drama around. Whatever you could see, it was all visible. Anyway, all right, let's see what I think we were going to talk about what's going on with Ally in just a moment here, but let's see. Somebody here says on 12.3 have mapping issues with right turn only. Somebody else says needs better training data. Tesla needs more NVIDIA chips. Let's go. That intersection should be a roundabout. Yeah, you know it's bad when, your response to the Tesla screwing up is, well, the road should be different. And the reason it's not a roundabout is, in my opinion, because people are coming off the highway, and you already have to slow substantially because you're going from 65 miles an hour to a turn where you're going down to 30, and you've got other traffic that's stopped. So it might be a little bit more problematic from a roundabout point of view. But anyway, Steve's from Canada. The Canadians think everything should go round and round, kind of like their prime minister. Get nothing done. Just go round and round. That's okay. We love you, Steve. We know you don't like Trudeau either. So let's see here. What about Amazon? Is it going up or down? Oh, I don't know. Somebody here says sold half your Palantir at $34.99. Oh, maybe you were that person that was like, oh yeah, I wanted to sell close to 115 or whatever. Congrats. Good job. Good tendies for you. All right, let's see what's going on with Ally. Oh no. Ally Financial. What is happening? All right. Somebody was debating me on X yesterday. They're like, oh, I have 100K. I'm all in on stocks. And I'm like, you need real estate in your life to get some real wealth going. Yeah, people are so opposed to real estate. It's like shocking, the opposition out there to real estate. I mean, real estate is so wonderful. And that's, of course, where we're like, see, this is why you need to sign up for consulting with StockHack so you can stop being dumb about real estate and understand things you don't understand. It's okay to pay somebody for consulting on that. Ally Financial slide most since March. Conference presentation. Ally Financial shares slump amid conference presentation. Barclays conference presentation. I guess Barclays must have said something bad, or like Ally said something bad at the conference, but there's not actually a lot here about what was said there. Oh well. All right. So let's listen into Jimbo for just a brief moment. We'll click around.
But NVIDIA gets the big check, and yet it doesn't matter for the stock.
But again, to the number that he was talking about, $100 billion. That's going to be...
Wow, Oracle went from 9.5% in pre-market to now up 14%. Wow.
That's it. And that is, I think it's perfectly realistic to expect that there could be 4 companies that are in this business.
Interestingly,
TV,
as
David,
pointed out,
ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox.
Apple is
Remember
not.
that?
Yes, I do. Apple is not spending that. They're the free rider here.
They are the great free rider, and who knows if they're even done. What happens if they announce a deal with another one of these companies? By the way, Gemini and Google were very, they did not bring home the bacon, so to speak, when I used them.
No.
Only the ChatGPT $20 a month version.
No, Jim is testing out all of the large language models, all the generative AI.
David, they are so apologetic when they screw up. It's incredible.
Listen, it's a good thing that they aren't there yet.
I wish I had been as unapologetic earlier in my life.
Soon enough, we're going to be replaced. Let's head to a break. Yeah, we're going to have a break.
Sorry.
All right. They're talking about getting replaced. Fine, whatever. Let's go listen.
I want to go back to that optimism on the U.S. economy. And with that backdrop, I'm curious how you view a week like last week, where you had the S&P 500 down more than 4%, the NASDAQ 100 down nearly 6%. I mean, are those buyable dips when you couch that with your economic backdrop?
I think in this type of environment where we're talking about things just being a soft landing and muted and everything like that, any type of information can get exacerbated, and the volatility is what is going to drive those movements. You combine that volatility, because we're expecting a fairly benign environment, with the political noise that we're hearing. And it's the political noise in terms of the U.S. election. We've had political noise, as we characterize it, coming out of the EU with the Apple and the Google court's decision. So I think that there's a lot of noise driving volatility, and that's how you explain a week like that. Like last week, it was volatility driven.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting when we think about the consumer. A lot of those troubles have been really contained to the lower to middle income consumers, but the luxury sector is a big question mark, partially because, as Matt makes a point, Ferrari, Lamborghini, record profits over there, but the slowdown in China is creating real issues for other luxury companies, as well as U.S. consumer companies that are not luxury for that matter. Is there...
Yeah, China's been having some oopsie-doopsies over there. So I want to show Tesla here just for a moment is well out of that 221 now at all-time highs of the day of the day, And then you've got, let's see here, you've got Oracle. Oracle peaked out just now. You've got Palantir. Look at that. It literally off the 3410 line. Kind of remarkable, honestly. Nvidia dropping. Now that's an interesting one. Nvidia just lost 108.08, and I don't know what its problem is, but it ain't happy. So Tesla's trying to push. Oracle's coming down now off a peak. Meta, Nvidia. There goes Palantir again. The SPY's now dropping a bit. IWM dropping a bit. Apple's down back at its 217 line. This is a really important line, I think, by the way. IWM keeps going down. 217, I think, is kind of critical. I think 217 gets you a lot of pain once you're below that. No guarantees, obviously. Yeah, there goes Nvidia dropping some more. Hot potatoes. Then you've got a little red candle followed by some green over here. Big deal. Okay. All right. Same thing over there. Bounce again. Same thing over here. Bouncing here. Bouncing there. Bouncing here. Okay. What else do we have? AMD 31s. Enphase 1.5. Okay. Robinhood down 3.3%. Well, they got a little bit of a fine there. It wasn't huge. I think it was like $4 million or something from California, which I mean for Robinhood is like a drop in the bucket, but yeah, it's still a little slap on the wrist because of the what apparently making it hard for people to sell their crypto or whatever, or transfer their crypto out of the I didn't look too much into some of the details, but something around that. All right, what else? What else? Let's go. Let's go. Okay, remember today's debate day. Really big deal. Debates can be really, I think, entertaining. It's gonna set the pace for the future of this election. Almost certainly. So very interested in what happens there. Somebody says this market sucks. Tesla 224. Is that true? Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. Tesla. Wow, look at that. That's, yeah. Well, see, once you break the 221, next stop for Tesla's 230. So, not bad. Not bad at all. And the day has been relatively bullish. The exception of Oracle just peaking out. I mean, it's up 12.7%, so who cares? You get a little bit of peaking out. But you are starting to get some of that turn to the downside on Meta and Oracle. I don't think that'll have anything to do here with Tesla. It's about to hit 4%, so really nice. Okay, let's pop in over here.
It was like my fantasy knockout.
Hey, I got AT&T John Stanky coming on next hour. Gonna stay tuned for that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll get him to say goodbye.
All right, fine then. Okay. Jumping over here. Kamala should slap Trump. Oh no. It's all this negativity towards real estate hinting at a buy signal. Ooh, maybe, huh? Even a one-bedroom studio, $1,600 a month. If someone makes minimum wage of $15, they can't afford anything. Why would somebody making minimum wage be able to afford a house? You're not providing. You're actually probably providing less value to society than what your wage is. No. You got to get off that. You gotta, as quickly as possible, get off that. So places like California, yeah, take your tendies. Yes, I have taken some tendies this morning. Places like California and Colorado, there isn't anywhere more affordable unless you don't want to have employment within 2 hours. Says chat someone here. Basically, you already have to be wealthy to make money in real estate. That's highly incorrect. Extremely wrong. Sorry, you're absolutely 110% wrong. And it, again, just goes to show the lack of education that exists in real estate. It's crazy. So Jason here says, real estate is much more time intensive. Like, no, it's not. Like, real estate takes less time. Once real estate is up and going, it's so easy. So he says, I'd love to invest in real estate, but have no capital, be a landlord or renovate. Need a good chunk of capital, become wealthy in real estate. Also highly false. Let's see, what else do we have here? BlackRock still beating the bull drums. Is that true? I like bull drums. It's funny. Suggesting a rotation. First phase of beneficiaries in AI, energy, and utilities. Right. REITs have been doing well, so, maybe. So, I remember when Larry repelled from the ceiling. Oh, no. Not a big Trudeau fan, yeah. So, yeah, wild. Very interesting. Okay, good. So, let's see here. What else here? Okay, so let's see. Oracle. Yeah, Oracle's holding on. Tesla keeps going. Very cool. So you still got that run over there on Tesla. Good old Tesla. So what about, let's see here. Is it going to cap out at 225? I mean, I don't have a line until 230, honestly. So it to me, it seems like you would expect to potentially see this keep going here. Ally's very interesting because you are... Yeah, it's really after that. Something crappy must have happened at that conference. Let's go out on the day chart here. Day chart! Yeah, I mean, whatever happened at that conference just killed them. Crazy. Okay. Tesla, MSFT, Meta's falling a little bit. Nvidia's gonna go back for the reject. You got the 100 DMA, minute moving average, I guess, for Palantir, Qs, Apple 1.5. I don't know. Overall, it seems okay in terms of optimism here. Yeah, look at that. Palantir just popped up again a little bit. Nvidia gets rejected again. All right. Let's see what other news there is. Is there anything else? Little red candle there on the TAF. And let's see. Stocks rise before Trump-Harris debate. Inflation watch tomorrow. Israel says military shot dead U.S.-Turkish woman unintentionally. Ouch. JP Morgan leads Wall Street's capital pivot ahead of Basel III rules. Okay. Oh, there goes Oracle a little bit. Pulling down a bit now on the oracles. And Nvidia at the same time gets a little rejected there. Q's pulling down a little bit after this move there. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, Tesla getting hit a little bit. Let's watch this for a sec. Just kind of see where this all goes. Yeah. A little bit of that downtrend there, maybe in that. Let's look at the 2-minute here for a moment. So here's your 2-minute showing a bit of a downtrend here. 2-minute shows you still the nice uptrend on Tesla. No issues here at all. Then you've got MSFT. They've got, I mean, they just keep kicking butt here right now, especially on the 2-min. Then Nvidia, reject again. Palantir keeps flirting with positivity. Flirt. It's just sitting there at the 100, though, moving average. Okay. Boring. And Nvidia. Alright. Well, I think we kind of seen... Oh, well, look at that. Now you're getting some over here as well. I'll watch that for a moment. Okay, so what else here? Yeah. Okay. Nvidia. Palantir trying to come green again here. There you go. Look at that. It's going for that 100. Go for that 100-day moving average. Tesla's still sitting, I know, again, it's on the minute. Fed to make material changes to bank capital proposal per bar. Well, yeah, I mean, we already knew that. None of that's a surprise. The Fed wants to do that. Ooh, Tesla's popping a bit here. Yeah, they just got another green candle. Telling you, 230 is the line. It's like going straight there. Straight there. It's pretty impressive, actually. Yeah, this is simple and straightforward. Yesterday Apple bounced really nicely at this line right here at the 217. Really solid bounce here, and they just kind of went straight up from there. And so I wonder if they could pull that off again today. Tesla. Okay, let's listen in here for a moment.
It does indeed involve the banks, David. In prepared remarks at the Brookings Institution, Fed Vice Chair Michael Barr is recommending a reproposal of capital rules that cuts in half the additional buffer the largest banks need to hold. Barr said capital requirements under the reproposal for the 8 largest banks in the U.S. would increase by 9%. The initial plan outlined last July 2023, had that metric going up by 19%. Banks with more than $100 billion in assets that are not the 8 largest, mid-sized banks and large regionals essentially, won't be subjected to the changes, which I'll detail in a second, other than to recognized unrealized gains and losses of their securities in regulatory capital. That's a nod essentially to what happened with last year's regional turmoil. Barr estimates that will be equivalent to a 3 to 4% increase in capital requirements for this cohort in the long run. The reproposal waters down some key points that were met with fierce opposition from banks and other bedfellows, including small business, farmers, and even the NAACP. One of the more contentious areas was capital treatment for trading and derivatives activities. This reproposal allows for banks to use internal models for so-called market risk alongside a multi-year implementation period for tests that ensure the model is working. With regard to credit risk, which protects against bank loans that won't be fully repaid, Barr says the new Basel will reduce risk weights for residential real estate and retail exposures, among other changes. And Barr would also like a reproposal to decrease risk weights for tax credit equity financing structures and no longer adjust operational risk based on loss history and tweak the calculation to produce more consistency on how operational risk is measured. The question now that we've gotten this kind of preview of a reproposal is what the response from the banking community will be, whether these changes satisfy their many, many complaints, as well as whether the Fed has consensus with the FDIC, the OCC, as well as its own members, guys.
That's what I was going to ask you. Fed comes out with proposals. Fed to cut big banks' capital hike in half and sweeping overhaul. I remember every time they would cover like Basel III at the Fed meetings or whatever, I just wanted to vomit. It's so boring, and I don't think anybody really cared. Like, Fed, it's your job. Go regulate the banks, but don't talk to me about it. Tell me if Tesla's going up or not.
What consensus means is the big question here. Is, 2 members in opposition on the Fed, does that warrant consensus?
Well, what's going on with her microphone?
And then the question about a reproposal versus editing. There was some contention among the agencies. Remember, this has to be brought to the fore from an interagency perspective. But some of the agencies, the FDIC and OCC, were kind of in disagreement with the Fed on how to put this forward, whether it be a reproposal that would require a significant comment period, which can take months, if not even well into 2025 to see this actually take effect? Or is it something that it could be just some simple edits. It sounds like some extreme edits without a full reproposal comment period and the like. So it all comes down to timing. And then, of course, we have this presidential election.
RuneScape cooking noises. Yes, exactly. I mean, honestly, the sound was kind of perfect for it. I can't replicate it as well.
Administration versus a few weeks ago when it looked like Donald Trump had better chances, where maybe they would have been more willing to fight it. Fascinating. And I'm excited to talk to some bank CEOs about it today. I also wonder, Leslie, how this stacks up against some of the competitive banks over in Europe and in the UK, because that was one of the big arguments from the U.S. banks, that it was going to hurt their competitiveness because these rules were more onerous than what their counterparts faced overseas.
Exactly. And I think this is actually something that Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon mentioned yesterday when he was speaking at that very conference you're at, Sarah. He said that when the initial Basel concept was brought to the bank.
Oh, maybe allies getting hit on the Basel stuff. I don't know. It's something having to do with that conference.
Proposals, according to Solomon, showed was that, this actually makes it more difficult and more costly for U.S. banks to compete in a global financial system. And it also, this is something that's been expressed by a lot of bank CEOs, it has the risk of pushing a lot of lending outside the regulated bank system into the non-regulated bank system, and has the potential of increasing the costs. And that's something that Barr also notes in his remarks, that they want to make sure they're striking the right balance of a resilient banking system with an efficient banking system. They don't want to be driving up costs for farmers, for small businesses, for all those cohorts that had been putting in comments that were criticizing the initial proposal from 2023. So he's definitely been, pouring through those comments as well as the other officials. And it's clear from these remarks that he is giving them a nod that he sees that the initial proposal may have been increasing costs and may have hindered bank competitiveness.
And now what? It goes through another comment proposal on these new rules?
It appears that way. A reproposal indicates that it would go through a comment period. Unclear how many days that would be, but the norm is 60 days. Now, the original proposal, they had to extend that comment period because they had such an onslaught of comments. And then, of course, they took a lot of time to make sure they were reading through all of those comments. So, yes, that would be the process.
Okay, Leslie, well, we appreciate you bringing us that breaking news ahead of this commentary from Vice Chair Barr at the Federal Reserve announcing the reproposal of Basel III Endgame. Leslie Picker, it is a great day for me to be here at the Barclays Global Financial Services Conference, where I will be interviewing the CEO of Barclays himself next hour. Of course, they're going to be subject. They have a big U.S. credit card and consumer business to some of these new rules. We'll get his reaction. And then later in the day, Brian Moynihan, Bank of America CEO, what he makes of these new Basel III rules. Of course, what he sees for the economy and the changing interest rate environment. That's going to be at 2:30 Eastern. But David, that's one of the big discussion points beyond the bank regulation, and that is what we're looking at in terms of an economy that has softened but is still thought to be in a soft landing, and an interest rate environment that is thought to be changing toward easing, but not necessarily a typical easing cycle. We just heard on stage just a few minutes ago from JP Morgan's president, Daniel Pinto. He said the economy is still doing okay, just behind me. But it's interesting to contrast that with what his boss, Jamie Dimon, said this morning at the Institute for International Finance conference about the economy. Sounded a little more cautious. Listen.
I always say the worst outcome is stagflation. It's a recession with higher inflation.
No.
And my own view is I wouldn't take that off the table. I know everyone thinks inflation is coming down and we won that victory. I caution that a little bit because if you look forward, there are a lot of inflationary forces out there. Huge deficits, the green economy, remilitarization of the world, restructuring of trade, things like the IRA Act, the CHIPS Act, infrastructure needs, they are all inflationary. And, basically in the short run, the next couple of years. So, so it's hard for me to look at that and say, well, we're out of the woods. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Those are inflationary, but I don't know, man. I don't think you're facing stagflation, but that's okay. If some people are betting on that, it gives you a way to bet not on stagflation, and then if you're right, you make money.
Saying the same thing for a long time. I mean, we could have taken those same words, I believe, Sarah, from him at any number of different conferences or presentations over the last, I don't know, what do you want to call it, year or more. And, it hasn't happened yet. He obviously is Jamie Dimon. So to your point, you have to listen. But that said, his caution does not seem to be shared and has not been borne out as yet, has it?
No. Remember when he was warning about the hurricane and the storm when the Fed started embarking on the rate hiking cycle? And then we weren't hearing that kind of negative doom and gloom commentary from people like Bank of America's Brian Moynihan, who also has a very good look at Americans' deposits and credit card flows. So I will be interested in talking to Brian a little bit later about whether he still shares the soft landing enthusiasm that we don't hear from Jamie Dimon. But the inflation thing is a little bit is newer, David, because Jamie's here not warning about necessarily a recession, but this idea that everyone's so excited that inflation rates have come down, maybe they're overly enthusiastic because of all the government spending that's going in. I mean, that is something that resonates, especially, look, we're going to have a debate tonight.
I know. And Sarah, I mean, to that point about the debate.
No one's talking about deficit fighting.
Yeah, well, the possibility of another Trump presidency.
Talking about more spending.
But tariffs, deporting millions of people, conceivably that would be inflationary as well, wouldn't it?
Potentially, yes. I mean, the idea is when you tax overseas companies to do business in the U.S., then they will then raise the prices and American consumers will pay for that. That's typically inflationary. Now, it wasn't overly inflationary when he did it the last time around, but it wasn't a blanket tariff like he's talking about this time. So that's definitely one of the tougher questions that President Trump will get tonight, I assume, when they're talking about the economy and some of the policies. Just as far as other bank commentary, David, that we're getting that is newsworthy here at the conference, Mark Mason, the CFO of Citigroup, he talked about consumers shifting spending to pay for staples. So definitely a slowdown theme going on right here. And then David Solomon, speaking here at the Barclays conference last night, said the economy is still in pretty good shape. He said, broadly speaking, when you look at the economy, there has been a little bit of slowing with the consumer on some fronts.
Okay, a little bit of red here. I just saw a red candle over on TAS. It feels like, I hate to say it, but if things feel a little peaky right now, okay? A little peaky. So a little peaky there on Tesla. You know, I know 230 is that line, but I mean, to get to 230, you're like, what, another 3% from here? You'd be up 6.5% on no news. I don't see 6.5% on no news. Personally, I think there's a greater chance you're going to go back to 221, which will still leave Tesla positive, but I don't see a 6.5% day. It could happen. We've seen 7% moves on Tesla before, but seeing a little bit of cap in here, 2640. I got a little bit of cap. I mean, look at this. This is just a nasty barcode consolidation over here on NVIDIA. It actually might try to break under the 200 DMA right now as we're watching it. Here it goes. But this is a nasty consolidation that's just showing you there's not a good trend right now. And usually when you have these consolidations, you're going to either break up, you're going to break down. Right now, it looks like that is a breakdown. Looks like that Tesla level is breaking down a little bit. Oracle has peaked out now for about, I mean, we're coming up on 26 minutes of peaking out on Oracle right now. So you've been peaking out for quite a bit on this one. And we'll watch this one. NVIDIA is about to lose the lead. Then you got, Oracle bobbing, Tesla giving up a little bit more here. Now you've got Palantir loses the green again, down about 50, 60 basis points. I think 3410 is a good number here. Maybe it'll bounce again at this level. We'll see. We'll see if we get another bounce. Okay, NVIDIA lost the lead. And Tesla is now red candling. Now you've got Microsoft just started turning 3 minutes ago. You've got Oracle still trending down. Tesla still going with those red candles. NVIDIA still playing with losing that 200-minute moving average. I know minute candlesticks are always funny because, they can move a lot. But I think what I like to do generally is I like to look for 5-minute trends with the 1 minute. Sometimes I will enter a trade with a 3-minute candlestick. Sometimes, but then I feel like I'm cheating the 5 a little bit. But, whatever. Microsoft is about to lose the lead. Wow, that's surprising. Look at that VWAP bounce on Tesla. Perfect VWAP bounce on Tesla. Look at that. I mean, it's like the algos are running the day. Well, I mean, they run everything. Microsoft now at 4 minutes of rollover. I've got Meta. I don't really know what Meta's doing over here. Nvidia down now 0.25%. Yeah, that's a little bit more aggressive there on Nvidia. Palantir, not quite at that 34.10 line, but trying to do a little bounce-a-doos here. 34.10. This honestly, these are uncharted territories for Palantir. We've only been here for 2 trading days in a row. So the fact that I even have a line, the 34.10, is solely based on what the stock did yesterday, and does not necessarily mean it's incredibly powerful. Nvidia trying to recover. Maybe it could go green again here. No, it doesn't. I don't know. VWAP bounce is holding for Tesla. Wow, you're only up right now 14 basis points on the Qs. That's somewhat surprising since we were up. Thank you, Mr. Jack. You want to come say hi? Somewhat surprising right here. Come here, buddy. How you doing? You want to say hi? Camera's right there, bro. It's a prank, man. It's a prank, bro. You tired? Oh. Could you grab that for me? Just knocked my AirPod right out. It's all right, thank you. Let's just make sure everybody still got okay audio there. Yeah, there, everybody's okay. No, not your fault. So, where are you leaving me? Okay, bye. Oh, could you make me another coffee, actually? Then I can keep talking for a moment. Here, I'll give you this. 1 sec.
I'm gonna come back when I went away for school.
That's fine, thank you. That's my Hello Kitty cup. It's actually Lauren's. That's at least what I tell people. Don't tell them. Okay. So anyway, where were we? Okay, a little bit of stabilizing here. Trying to, at least. Still down 0.25 on Nvidia. I just want to see the direction here. Are we gonna hold VWAP on Tesla? Because now you're consolidating on Oracle. I'll give him credit. The earnings call was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Nobody knows earnings calls better than Oracle. Nobody knows. Q's only 11, 9, 7 bips right now. That's it. That's all you got on the Q's right now. That's crazy. Whoa, TLT goes green. Let's go. Apple rotating a little bit. Q's now trying to go green. A little bit of a messy day, huh? All right, let's listen in here.
Tangible book value. David, you remember back in the old days, it used to be you go to tangible book value in the middle of a recession.
Yes.
We're just talking about them going back to tangible book value by not messing up.
I know, although it's been a really long time for them. I mean, we've talked about it endlessly in terms of how much of a discount the stock has traded at to tangible book.
Right, but they are, if they meet their targets this year, they should have among the best relationship between revenue growth and expense growth in the industry, and we expect earnings to double for the 3 years ending 2026. So we'll see if they execute. The bar is low, and I'm not giving them the gold medal yet, but in their category, you know, they have a shot in terms of the stock price.
All right, we should point out that gold medal was for powerlifting. I saw the pictures. Wow.
So Friday, Salt Lake City, I got the gold in powerlifting.
Congratulations.
And so that was my goal. And I think
Why does that guy not look like a powerlifter? Oh, wow, that's crazy. Look at that.
Is for them not getting hurt and not messing up.
There you go. Mike, thank you.
Good
Always
for
a
him.
pleasure, and good to share that insight as well as to why these stocks are actually down this morning.
Goes to show you never know.
You might even get a lower threshold. Mike Mayo from Wells Fargo. Let's talk a little Southwest if we can. And Sarah, I'd love to get your take here as well, because we've had...
Is it the look or the sound? Like, is it his voice or the look? I don't know. Like, it's not, like, the three of those things are not congruent. The voice doesn't really go with the look, and the look doesn't really go with powerlifting. It's just all, like, a unique put together. And then you got the suit. I'm not saying, I mean, I'm not here to judge what a guy looks like. I'm just saying, like, if I heard somebody like that, I wouldn't expect him to look like that. And if if I looked at him, I wouldn't expect him to be a power lifter. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know, whatever, So, okay, somebody says, let's hear the love news, Southwest. What, as soon as I start talking about guys, you want me to start talking about love? What is this? This is a little weird, man. All right, LUV. What? I mean, I guess that's not necessarily weird. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. It's just what triggered you. Okay, so Elliott hopes to engage with the remaining Southwest directors. Love will potentially include up to 3 Elliott candidates to the board. Southwest says create a new finance committee. This is some board update. Well, Elliott, yeah, they're trying to. They're activist investors, right? To name 4 new independent board members. I don't know. Is that really like news? I mean, maybe it's like some hope for the stock or something. I don't know. It's the suit, bro, says someone. Let's see here. Yeah, finance stocks down on Basel. Oh, Nvidia
gained the lead.
Barely though. Barely. Look at that. 12 bips there. Okay. Come on, what else? Wow, dude, the spy's about... Oh, the spy went red for a sec. I missed it. It's the suit, bro, says Jose Villa. Palantir, come on, man. Where's that line? 34.10. That's where you got the bounce, baby. Trust the lines, bro. The lines. I really need a shirt that says, trust the lines. There's a pretty funny YouTuber that pretends to be a gym cleaner, but it's actually a power lifter and puts egos in check. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that a lot. Like, I'm a big fan of that. Big fan. That's cool. Yeah, Love's down 4% on that, actually. I guess they don't like the board shake-up. This is why you just never know. I mean, when stuff like that happens, it's like, how's the market going to react? Who knows? Like, sometimes it's predictable what the market's going to do. Other times, it's just like, dude, I have no idea. IWM, though. Look at that move on IWM. Oh, the small caps are going down. No! Somebody do a welfare check on Tom Lee. I feel bad. Although he did hedge his bet by going, oh, well, I'm just bearish the next few weeks. Okay, yeah. Just join the crowd. Everybody's bearish because of the election coming up. I mean, that's where I've been. I've been there since July. It's all right. There's room for you here. It's okay. It's a safe space. Oh, what is this? Was that the largest size? Yeah? All right, good job. Oh, good job, dude. That's perfect. You did it excellently. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're a good boy. You want to bring me a baby?
And then I put the milk.
Thank you. Yeah, you did. Actually, the milk looks perfect. Good ratio.
I bring up a baby.
Yeah, pick a baby to bring. Oh, jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, Tesla. Hey, come on. You can hold VWAP. It ain't that hard. It's a big yellow line that moves with where you are. Well, I mean, it really starts off moving with where you are at the beginning of the day, and then it becomes pretty solid. So, yeah. So we're starting to get paperwork ready, by the way, for Stock Hack, which is pretty exciting. A lot of people signing up for that. And what's great is it's cancel anytime consulting, which is really cool. So if you don't like us, like, there's no harm, no foul. It's not like you have to move your money over. Oh my gosh, this is the one that was with us yesterday in the Course Member Live. Hello, Ella. How are you doing, Ella Bella?
Hello.
Ella Bella. So, everyone, say hello to Ella. Look at that lip. That's cool. All right.
Somebody said to bring Summer.
Somebody said bring Summer. Is she still hooked up to her tube?
But she said that Nanny said to pick one of these 3. It was Claire, Vi, and Ella.
Oh. You got a sneeze coming? Yeah, you do. Baby sneezes are so cute. Oh, Palantir to the line. I'm telling you, folks, trust the lines. Let's go. Now we got to see, is it going to hold the line? Kevin, you bring each of your babies on for 5 minutes. We'll be here all day. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's fun. we got a lot of cool things coming. Okay, so after this live stream, by the way, I'm gonna make I'm gonna post the Kamala Trump debate vid. You're welcome to watch that. And then a few minutes after that, we'll go do the course live. Yep, look at that bounce on Palantir. It's just what I'm saying, man. You just gotta trust the lines, bro. Let's see if it holds though, because if it breaks the line, it's gonna be dirty. So we don't know. Oh, look at Tesla, under 3% now. I mean, that's still a good day. Still very, very good. But NVIDIA just lost the lead.
Lost the lead.
And it's bobbing around 0 basically right now. Tesla just dropped a little bit. So it's, again, like sometimes when you get so extended off the line, like a 221, you got to ask yourself, can we, oh, NVIDIA just went green again. It's just the bobbing of the market. Can you really justify going to, you know, one of those, you know, 6.5% days? So, yeah, you can open that. Anyway, okay, what else? Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that bounce. The Palantir bounce, baby. All right, can it get past that candle? It looks like it can. Good job. All right, good. Hello. How are you doing? How are ya? Okay, bounce right off the line. This is why we got to make a shirt. We got to have like a mug, actually. Trust the lines. That's the way to do it. Trust the lines. All right, that's good. Okay. That was probably, what was that? Okay, good. All right, so I'm gonna push the button now. Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services in which we may benefit from. I personally operate and actively manage ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker. All right, my friends. Thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for that video on Harris and Trump, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.